Hi, this is Greg Spizzato, and I'm going to do a demo of a new feature called equipments. So, what are equipments? Generally speaking, equipments are things that a character has that are separate from them, and these equipments will generally have their own goals and characteristics separate from the character. Um, which is why they need their own section. So this won't be for a typical piece of plate armor because there's really not much to it other than the bonus it provides on the character sheet. This is more for sophisticated pieces of equipment, such as a slumbering item. Um, and I actually have an example of a slumbering item right here called Muramasa the Demon Blade. So as you can see here, it's got different states. It's got the slumbering state, the stirring, the awakened, and the ascendant state. And then each of those states beyond slumbering have goals to get to that state. Like for example, for stirring, the character has to slay 10 plus humanoids or be granted a blessing by a fiendsmith or pay 6,666 gold upgrade. So as you can see, there's more to this equipment than just a numbered bonus on the character sheet. It's got different states. It's got requirements to level up to its higher states, and it's got its own personality, as you can see. Um, in the subtext here between the actual stat increases. So there's a lot to this, and because it grows at a different rate than the character, we made a independent feature here to track these unique pieces of equipment independently from our characters. Um, so I've already put in Muramasa, and if I click Manage, you can see some quick info about it. It belongs to Jade. Um, it's in the category of slumbering items. That's the only category we have right now, but a new category of equipment could be created. Um, right now, its state is slumbering, as opposed to the other states that are outlined in this document here. And you can provide a description, tells you more about it. And then down here we have a create goal. We've already got 4 goals. So we have the slumbering, which we've already accomplished because rules of this game are an item or piece of equipment is discovered at slumbering. So we've already accomplished the slumbering because we found the item and it's now equipped. And then we have separate goals for stirring, awakened, and ascendant. So we can manage each of these independently, and it just kind of shows you. Um, so as you can see, slumberings, there's no goal. We can create a goal requirement, but there are no goal requirements because this piece of equipment was found at its slumbering level. The only requirement is to find the item and attune to it. So we done that. There was no reason to make a note of it here. So there's no like I could use the back button, but I could also click this link here, and that takes us back to the main page. So we'll look at stirring. Stirring's got a bit more. So stirring, it shows me the benefits that I get when I reach the stirring state, and then the requirements to reach the stirring state are listed down here. So like the first one is be at least level 9, and I've gotten 60% there. Now I have to fill this out manually, so like if Jade levels up again, I'd have to go in and update this number separately. Not a huge ask, just kind of a minor inconvenience. Um, and then slay at least 10 humanoids, be granted a blessing, or pay gold. These are still 0, but let's say in the last game I did slay like 2. I could update this and I could put progress to be 20 for the 20%. Um, I'll just do that just to show you. So it says 20% here. I could click this to go back to stirring, and then it shows all of the progress against all the goals. And then Muramasa just shows you the separate states. So there's a lot here. I'm going to actually delete this item and show you piece by piece how to build this. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this item now. Um, you know what? Before I do, I'm going to show you a few other places this shows up here. So if we were to go to Jade's character page here, um, and then we just scroll down. So we have this new section called Equipment, and it shows Muramasa, its description, the current goal we're striving towards. So we haven't hit stirring yet because it's our goal. Um, and then it shows us the benefits that we can get once we hit this goal. Um, and then it shows each of the goals and the progress we've made towards them. Um, so it says here to activate, Jade must be at least level 9 and satisfy at least one other stirring goal requirement. So it's very specific here. So we have to do level 9 plus one of these. So if we get to 100% here, but we're still 0% here and here, um, as an administrator or host, we can change this from stirring to, I don't even remember the next state, or we can change this from slumbering to stirring is what we would do. And then it would show us the goals for awakened as we try to work towards that. So that's one. This is one place where the equipment name and goals show up. Another place that shows up is um, when a host is planning a game. So, for example, in this particular game here, I added myself to the game, and then I added Jade as the character for the game, just so that way I could show you that Muramasa shows up here as well. So if I'm a game master planning my next game, and a character that's in my game has a special piece of equipment with its own goals, I can at least keep that in mind while I'm planning my session. Of course, I can put something in the game that helps the character and its equipment achieve these goals, or I could choose to not do so. But at least I'm aware that a player of mine has a piece of equipment that is trying to attain these goals as I'm planning and preparing my next game here. So this is really really nice, just because there's so many characters and these types of equipment are appearing more and more. It's just getting difficult to keep track of them. So this is just a gentle reminder that says, hey, just to remind you, Jade has Muramasa, and Jade's actively working towards this goal here, so that Muramasa can hit its next state, which is stirring. Um, so it's really good to have this equipment logged into the system in this way. Um, so now we understand that the benefits of doing that. I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how to do it. And we'll start by just deleting Muramasa. So if we go back here and refresh, we'll see the equipment section's not even there anymore. And then in this here, we still have this section, but we will see that no equipment's found. So um, let's go ahead and let's just create Muramasa again from scratch. Oops, there we go. All right, so create. So I have to pick a character that this equipment is associated with. Um, if it wasn't associated with anybody, there's really no point in adding it. So we'll just kind of copy and paste a lot of this stuff here. Uh, so Muramasa category is going to be slumbering because it's a slumbering item. The current state that we found it in is slumbering. Um, and then for description, I'll just put it's Muramasa. I think that's enough for this particular item. And then we hit save here. And there we go. So now we have this piece of equipment. Um, Again, we don't have any goals associated with it yet. Um, we have to make them. So, so we'll start with slumbering, and then keep doing that. And then, so you just put like all of this stuff in here for the description. Um, right? Like, no big deal. Okay, so if we go to manage, it shows this. Um, there's no goal requirements for slumbering because this item is found at slumbering. But let's say for stirring here, um, we'll start with what you get when it is stirring. Um, all right. So it's stirring. Got to here. I think. Okay, so requirements slay 10. Okay, so um, must be at least level 9 and satisfy one other, satisfy at least one other goal requirement to be stirring. All right. So that kind of spells that out, and then we put in the goal requirements here. So, um, be level 9. I think the description's self-explanatory, but I need one, so I could just copy paste. I think she's 60% of the way there. I don't quite remember. And then slay 10 humanoids was the next one. Um, so we'll just do that. Again, I think I put it at 20% done. And then what are the others? Be granted a blessing by a fiend smith. If I had more information about that, I could put that here, but for right now, I'll just duplicate what's there. Uh, right. And then the last one I think was just to pay a lot of gold. Um, we can just put that there exactly the way it appears. If we want to capitalize the first word, we can. Again, same. So that's our, so these are our requirements for stirring. I think if we were to refresh this, we'd see them here. Yep. All right, so we see 60%, 20%, 0, 0. So at this point, we could stop and be done with it. I like to, when I put equipment in, I like to completely put it in. I want to put in all the information that's available. So I would personally go ahead and do the same thing for um, Awakened and Ascendant, but it's really the same stuff. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me do it, but that's generally the idea. Because equipment grows separately from our characters, it's important that we track them separately as well. And the application is set up to remind us of these equipments and goals as we're going about our normal routines. So I hope you enjoy this feature. I hope it helps with running your games and makes your games better. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.